Good morning, crew. So, here's the sitch today. We are in the gym right now. We're gonna work out together, just a minute. But, I have to crush some Dunkin' first. So I'm gonna show you my order. I dropped the girls at school and I was like, need this today. A little bit sick. And also, like, I'm just hungry. I have these days, I'm 30 weeks pregnant. 30 weeks and 2 days pregnant. And I just have these days where like I'm not hungry at all, which was yesterday. And then I have days where I feel like refeed days where I could not possibly eat enough food and I'm so hungry. And I'll have like 1 to 2 of those a week where I just can't stop eating. So I've had a banana and a soy like zone protein bar. And then I am eating Dunkin' hash browns, which are so fire. If you don't like garlic and onion, you will not like them. But I think they're so fire. And then an avocado toast. But if you don't get it with bacon, like, who are you? You know? So we're going to eat this. And, you know, we're going to work out. And then we're going to put some makeup on. Anyway, we're going to do that. So I'm going to chat with you guys more and kind of post more vlog style videos. Anyway. Any other moms or parents out there, your mornings are just kind of like a crapshoot a little bit. I'm trying to come up with a routine for my kids with getting ready for school because we don't have to leave the house till 8:45 to go to school. Starts at 9:05. It's not even that far. We got there like 10 minutes early today. But like, I'm trying to figure out how to not have it be a fight in the morning. It's a real challenge. Like, the beginning of the mornings are great, but it's like the getting ready for school. So my thought was, all right, we'll pick out clothes the night before, and then they can have, like, breakfast and playtime until, like, 8:10, and that gives us 30 minutes to get ready for school. And if we already have the clothes picked out, we've done the hard part, right? So I was going to do that last night, and then, I'm not kidding you, all the way leading up to bedtime, I was like, we're going to pick out clothes. We're going to pick out our outfit for tomorrow. Let's like 5 minutes before we're even going to go upstairs. I forget. I totally forget. We don't pick out clothes. So we don't have clothes this morning. And that's fine. But I was kind of picking up the house because I have people here. I have a couple people here helping me clean today. And I'm just so grateful for it. The night before always feels like Christmas Eve to me. So I'm just so pregnant. Anyway, so I was picking up the house this morning while they were playing, and it just felt like a scramble drill. We're at 8:15, and I was like, let's get ready for school. And Lily was butt naked, going potty, and Isla was crying because she didn't like the outfit I picked out for her, and she wanted to wear a tutu, and it's 25 degrees outside. That is like every day. You like have to laugh about it because honestly it's like so ridiculous. It's like you're trying to reason with like feral animals. Like they don't have fully formed brains. They don't have reason. They just have this is what I want in this moment. This is what I don't want in this moment. And what I don't want to do, Mom, is listen to you tell me to get ready for school. What I do want to do is wear my pink sequin tutu and be happy. Like, okay, I don't know how to make you understand that in 2 hours when you go outside with your class, you are going to really regret that choice. You know? Why is that so funny today? I don't know, maybe it's just like saying it out loud. Also, Duncan gave me no napkin. Hold on. I just grabbed his toilet paper from the bathroom down here. Because I'm not walking up a flight and a half of stairs to get to my kitchen. Like, absolutely not. I'm conserving my energy for my 10-minute workout I'm about to do. Let's think through what we should do. I don't have a full game plan today. Usually, if you're new here, normally when I post my workouts, they're raw, they're unedited, but I let you see me kind of work through it real time, but I know what I'm doing. But today I don't really know what I want to do. I did full body yesterday, but I don't do anything to the point of soreness because I'm too pregnant for that. So you don't mind. I don't need anything else to hurt on my body. Everything already hurts. You know, it's like we're in it. So why I work out right now is for cardiovascular fitness, for the health of myself and my baby, for mobility, for flexibility, and just to keep up with my strength, to keep my core engaged and active, and to just keep firing up my muscles. It's going to make my recovery so much better the stronger I am. So my workouts aren't like 45 minutes of intensity. My workouts are 10 minutes, 15 minutes of, it's like moderate intensity. I like to get my heart rate up into a cardio zone. So like over 140, but over 140, over 150, right around there. But I'm not doing like high intensity, like jumping and stuff. That guarantees I'll pee my pants, like absolutely. Although this pregnancy feels a lot like my first. With Lily, my pelvic floor felt a lot weaker. And this one for sure feels like I feel way stronger. Like I can sneeze, and if I can feel it coming, I won't pee my pants. I know. I'm amazing. You know what I think? I think today's gonna be a really fucking great day. I'm feeling my bones. It could be a really good one. We're gonna have ourselves a day. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We haven't decided, you know? You have to choose. If I wake up and I tell myself, I'm not feeling it today. Today is not a good day. I'm not gonna have a good day. That just about guarantees it, right? So I try to give myself that pep shot. Even when I'm not feeling it. It's a little bit fake it till you make it kind of energy, you know? I'm not about that. I think one more bite of this, I'm good. Alright. That slays. Honestly, I know it's not the healthiest, whatever. But that meal slays every time for me. I also do have an extra order of hash browns in there that I will probably have after my workout. I got passion fruit liquid IV in here too. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to like a lot of things in my life. But we'll talk about that later probably. But anyway, my electrolytes, especially when I'm pregnant. Like I drink them every day. I drink a liquid IV every day. I put it in my 40 ounce in first thing in the morning. That way I kind of have it when I'm working out. I'm not a caffeine person. I don't drink any caffeine. So it feels like my caffeine for the electrolytes. All right, I'm going to adjust the camera. I say we get into it, yeah? Let's do this thing. Also, I just want to say that I'm not saying that everyone should eat a big meal and then work out. But because I'm not like doing a bunch of cardio and training high intensity and stuff, I just can put that food to work and do it pretty quickly and hopefully not feel sick. That doesn't really happen to me very often. Ooh, let's get some vibes. No. Maybe. Definitely. I like it. We kind of match. It's kind of like Christmas. All right. A little bit sick today, guys. We're going to crush it nonetheless. We are going to crush it. That sounds worse than it is, I promise you. My coworkers were like all concerned about me yesterday, and I was like, listen, I'm fine. I sound so much worse than I feel. So much worse than I feel. I feel completely fine and normal. All right. let's do this. Let's start with let's start with a band. If you don't have a band, just grab a light pair of dumbbells. Okay. I'm gonna loop this. Oh my God, that actually feels good. Let's start there. Let's start by stretching it. If you have like a really light pair of dumbbells, or just do it with your body weight. That's probably better. Do it with your body weight. Pull out. Just feel that kind of activation in the back. Practice getting your core engaged. Oh, wake up mind. Even though I've been awake for a couple hours already. All right, perfect. Oh, I like the way that feels. I really hope this workout is not just me coughing. I'm just gonna pull my hands down behind my back. Oh, these bug me. I don't know which one of my kids gets out my SoulCycle shoes, but alright. Let's do some kettlebell swings today. That feels like it'll feel good. I'll get the heart rate up. I don't wear my Apple Watch anymore. I'm one of those people that got really obsessed with heart rate tracking, and it started to be bad for mental health. So I took it off, but I do usually like to wear it when I'm working out, but I'm not going upstairs to get it today. That's entirely too much work for me. So hips go back, come up. I'm going to do 20. And when I'm working out, you guys, I'm just really saying a lot of positive things to myself. I'm thinking positive thoughts. And you start to feel those endorphins right away. But really, it's just like, I just think about how like I'm getting stronger, I'm getting healthier, how I got this pregnancy, this workout. I just tell myself positive things. I don't know, just pro tip, you know? Good for your body, good for your mind, good for your soul. I also have no idea how many I've done, but I know I have about 3 left. All right, let's be done there. I'm gonna grab my 8s and I'm gonna do an underhand row. We're gonna do a little full body again today. So tip forward, pull that core in. And rep range is gonna be somewhere between 10 and 15, squeezing at the top. Because I want a little bicep burn, I'm gonna do 10 to 12 curls. Really use your breath, you guys. Don't hold your breath. It's like the secret in workouts, you know, like your breath, think of it. Breath is your life force. It's energy. So when you breathe in and breathe out, you're bringing in energy and you're pushing out energy, right? You're using energy. So when you're circulating energy in your body. So if you're holding your breath, you're lowering your capacity in your lifts, in your cardio and all of it, because you're lowering the amount of energy that your body is circulating through. So you have to use your breath. So especially in pregnancy, I really use my breath too because it helps me activate my core. And so my breath is like very audible in my workouts. I'm gonna grab my kettlebell, but you can just use a dumbbell. Feet are wider than hip distance, toes point out. Let's go for 10 to 15 squats. I'm gonna try to get my elbows on my quads. drop it down. We're gonna do a deadlift. Let's go for a straight leg deadlift. Work those hammies, okay? Come down, feel that stretch in the hamstring. Don't push the hips forward all the way at the top, just squeeze a little. Do it again, down. Feel that stretch, oh yeah. That's good shit, that's good shit. I love that so much. I love that feeling. You could just like, when you just feel your muscles really working. I'm gonna go for 2 more. You can already tell this is gonna be a one-time through today. I'm not gonna do this circuit again. Part of that is because I'm lower on time. Usually I do this in the morning before I take the kids to school, but today it just wasn't in the cards, you know? There are just some days where it's just not in the cards. That's okay. Just gotta adjust. Usually I have a full electrolytes and I'm almost out because I've been drinking them for a while. Okay, let's go for what I want to do. This is kind of a favorite move right now. We're going to do a press out and a press up. That's 1. Go for 10. My arms shake every time I do this, like from the beginning. I think so many people, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. I think so many people think when it comes to working out, it's like something I have to do or I should do, you know? Like because the doctors say, or because people say, or scientists say, or whoever says, my coach says, whatever, that I should work out or I have to work out. And I'm not gonna say anything corny like, rephrase that to like, I get to work out. I just don't see working out as like a punishment for my body. I used to. When I struggled with eating stuff in the past, but mostly I actually do see it as like a privilege. I really think of working out as like, wow, I'm really lucky that I get to like move my body and like help my body. I see it as a way that like I get to help myself feel good. And there are some days where it doesn't feel good, and those days I do something lighter or I don't work out. But I just see it as a way I get to help myself, mind, body, and spirit. Like working out is so good for me. The endorphins are great for me mentally and emotionally. It feels really good physically. I feel better like day to day when I work out, no doubt. My body is like happier with me. And because I've gotten used to that feeling, it never feels like oh, this is something I have to go do, you know? I just don't really feel that. So anyway, just random thoughts. I'm gonna grab a 15 and we're gonna hold each side of it and we're gonna do a bent over row. Okay, so here, go up and down. For 15. Awesome. And I think we'll take one more drink and then we'll close with some more kettlebell swings. And that'll be it today. All right. Oh, I forgot to bring down my lemon honey water. I don't know, we'll decide if I'll get that before I get ready for the day. I'm gonna kind of tuck my elbows in this time, so it's less of an arm. tell me that was, but it felt good. We're gonna do it one more move. I'm gonna dip down to the side and pull up. 10 on the left, or right, and then 10 on the left. All right, I'm gonna clean up my space. Clean up the space a little bit, and then we'll go get ready for the day. What's up? All right, we just finished our workout. I've got my bin of makeup products and my mirror in front of me. Oh, here we go. And we're gonna get ready, and we're going to, this is a different style video that I wanted to start doing, so I know it's probably really different than what you've seen me do recently, but I'm excited to do this and to just talk with you guys. More like, yeah, anyway. So, I actually realized that I don't have my Say Tinted Moisturizer, which is very sad, but I am not going to go upstairs to get it. What I am going to do, though, is go wet my beauty sponge. So, what this isn't is a makeup tutorial. And to be honest, I might put the products in the caption that I'm using, but I probably won't. And I might tell you a little bit as I'm going through. I probably will. I'll tell you as I'm going through. But I just wanted to kind of like get ready with you guys and hang out. So grab your makeup, get ready with me. Normally I put on my Say Slip Tint always, but today I'm not. In my most recent video, I said I was going to use the Westman Atelier foundation every day this week to test it out. And it's Thursday, and I filmed that video on Sunday, and I haven't used it at all because I have not put on makeup. I've just worn my Slip Tint Tinted Moisturizer. I did do on my skincare this morning, so like I have my skincare on. So this will be an interesting test to see like how it sits on top of my skin without the tinted moisturizer on. But I actually have all the same products that I used in that video, so I'm going to be using everything that I used in that same video the other day. And instantly, like, what I know is just that the coverage is going to be different, right? Because I had a little bit of coverage on underneath it. So I've been getting a little bit more red in my cheeks. I might use my beauty blender just with that. But no, something that I've been thinking about a lot, and it's just been like a fascinating realization that I wanted to share with you, is that it's kind of like this concept of like when habits hurt us, but let me like clarify and dive into it a little bit. So I am kind of, especially in my household, but like in general, I'm a little bit of like the habit routine queen. Like I love having my routine. Like I don't like my routine being interrupted. It's like definitely the hardest part for me. I'm gonna put my hair back. It's the hardest part for me about postpartum is that the fact that like you have to redo all your routines, right? Like you're not getting sleep. It was the part that threw me off most about having kids. It's hard. And so anyway, I really like my routines. But what's fascinating, and I feel like part of that is that I know that what I do day to day and like why I implement the routines in the first place is because they help me. They help me feel good, specifically. And so I'm like, well, if I know it helps me, then I have to do it, right? Because it's going to help me, and and I don't feel as good when I don't do it. Well, that's really interesting, because habits and routines are supposed to be like really positive influences in your life. And I just started realizing when I wasn't sleeping super well the last month with just like a little bit of pregnancy insomnia that I had, I was realizing that I was doing all these habits and routines because I felt like if I didn't do them, I would not feel good or have a bad day. And that's kind of a fascinating thing, because the whole point, I was just kept reminding myself, like, Abby, the whole point is that these help you feel good. And so if you don't feel good when you're doing them, and it's not like a positive thing, then you need to adjust. And you also need to recognize that like you're changing all the time. And so it's okay that like habits and routines are going to go with that. They're not going to stay the same always. And I know that, like intellectually, I know that, but I had a hard time doing it. I had this like attachment to my routine that was like a negative story, that instead of it being like, this is so positive for me, and there is positivity in it, right? Like it was positive, but there was also this negativity attached to it that was almost this like, well, if you don't do it though, you're gonna have a bad day. Well, if you don't do it, like you're not gonna feel as good, or like you're not gonna sleep well, or you're like, I don't know, my mind had created all these stories around them, because you get in almost like ruts with habits, I think, and routines, and if you're not like constantly reevaluating them and tweaking them a little bit to make them work better for you, depending on where you are in your life and what you need, then you can get into those just negative stories. And I'll put that a little further away. Anyway, it was freaking interesting. I've been observing myself over the last few days. So what I did was everything that I normally did day to day, like that I would wake up, go downstairs, work out, meditate, I would try to journal. Like I stopped doing everything. And I started like, I kind of did nothing. I didn't like replace it with anything. I just said, I'm going to observe myself. And I've been praying a lot. I've been kind of really working on my relationship with God. And that's like whatever that means to you, right? Like God is different, is like God is the source of love. That's how I think of God. Is like this, the purest, most amazing source of love that exists. And whether you are, it's not like religious to me. It's although like I read the Bible and things like that, but God is just like, a piece of God lives in you because you were created from God and from that amazing source of love and light. And so a piece of that lives in you. And so it's like accessing that piece. And so I've been praying a lot. I've been like just reflecting a lot on that relationship, and in the pursuit of like finding faith and inner peace for me again. Because I think in the spiritual world a little bit, like you can get away from the relationship with God, and you can start relying on, instead of that relationship being at the forefront of like what you do and why you do it, and being God-led in your life and all of that, it becomes more about the tools that like God has given us that are gonna help, like, I don't know, there are a million tools, like meditation for one, and like using those to like replace it. And that has just bred like a need for more control for me, and it's not really been conducive for me, like to having more faith in my life. And so I've just been exploring that and asking a lot of questions of myself. Anyway, this is more than I was initially planning to get into, which I don't mind at all, but I just stopped doing everything, and I just observed myself and said, well, where are these stories coming from, and are they true? And kind of started debunking them a little bit, and just really coming back to instead of doing more, like doing less. So there are times in our life where we are called to inspired action, and we know that it's like our time to move and our time to do and our time to just like cross things off the list. And then there are times of rest, just to put it plainly. I think like there are just times where it's like, okay, now is just a time to like lean back for a second, just lean back, observe, figure out like what you really want, what means something to you, what the next step is for you, and it calls for like this time of reflection. And that's just where I've been, in this place of like, I don't know, but I know that it's not what I'm doing right now. And so I've been in that place. It's actually been an incredibly healing place for me over the last week, or really it's been the last week and a half, or when I kind of ditched all the routines. And my therapist said something really like eye-opening to me, and I just said, you know, I kept trying to control it, fix it, solve the problem, and I'm talking more about like the insomnia now, and like figure out, how do I get more sleep? What do I need to do? What habit do I need to implement? Like what routine, what structure? And she just said to me in one of our sessions, she said, what if instead of doing more, you do less and you figure out, how do I comfort myself right now? Like, what do I need right now? Like, what does my body want? Instead of just doing all the things that you always did, you know, it's time to maybe reevaluate that and say, well, why am I doing this? And can I just find some peace? Can I comfort myself? That's really the word she used. Like, just find comfort right now. Find things that bring you comfort. And that really took me home to that inner peace feeling again. And just reminded me of, like, you don't have to do all the things to feel good, you know? That's a choice daily. And there are things that are going to feel better and make you feel better than other things. But it's not about what you do. It's about how what you do makes you feel. And so when I was doing all those things in the pursuit of, like, fixing this issue, well, first, there wasn't anything to fix. Like, nothing was broken. It was just evolving. And that's a process that I had to ride out a little bit. And I had to allow myself to just be present for it and say, like, okay, well, this might not feel really good right now, but, like, I'm going to be okay. And, like, what do I need? What do I need to comfort myself and soothe myself while I'm moving through this? And if like, I was kind of unwilling. I was unwilling to do that for a while, and I kind of didn't know how to do that. I remember telling my therapist, like, I don't know what it's like to just, like, trust God or trust that, like, somebody, some higher power, whatever it is, like, has my back. Like, it feels like I have to do everything myself, and that I'm kind of, like, alone in myself. Not like I have my husband, I have my family, but, you know, I felt lonely. I was like, I don't even know what that looks like. I don't know what having acceptance for this moment and what I'm going through right now looks like. I truly don't. Like, what do you mean? I have to find acceptance and grace and compassion. I was like, I don't have those things for myself. I don't have any compassion for myself right now. I don't feel bad for myself. I feel like I should be able to figure this out. And she was like, okay, let's just take a beat. And it was listening to myself say all of this out loud that made me realize, okay, we need to take a beat. Let's just stop doing all the things. And when I stopped doing all the things and I slowed down, it was like time slowed down. And it illuminated all of the areas that I've had questions in. And I've been able to just, like, figure out, okay, well, what do I want to do? Like, what would actually feel good right now? This is what used to feel good. That's okay. A habit overhaul is fine. A routine overhaul is fine. Or a pause or whatever it is. And I learned how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'm not kidding. And I'm not perfect at it. But I, like, never thought that I would be able to say that in my life. When I've been going through this for the last month, I thought for sure, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to survive this. Like, I just felt bad. Physically, I was not sleeping. And I just said, like, I don't know how to just help myself. Like, I just did not feel like I knew how. And I needed to stop trying to, like, fix something that was broken, and just realize it's not broken. But what you need right now isn't action. What you need right now is rest. What you need right now is to, like, peel back and give yourself more of a bird's eye view, you know? If you're trying to fix it, you're in it, you know? You're working in it, not on it. Like, you know, people say that about businesses all the time. It's like, are you working in your business or on your business? Meaning, like, are you working, like, in it, like a day-to-day kind of employee, like, that clocks in hourly? Or are you working on it? Are you working on the vision, on the creative, on, like, what you see long-term? And I wasn't, like, working on myself. It was like I was just in the problem and in the problem and in the problem and looking for the solution all the time. And it's just fascinating. So I don't know if this is going to help anybody, but it's just been really interesting to observe myself and to say, okay, we need something different, and that's okay, and to figure out what that was. And I'm still working on it, you know? Like, I'm just, it's like I'm letting those giving myself time and space to let some of those negative stories go, where it was like, well, if I don't do this, then it means this. And just say, like, if I don't do that, it means nothing. It only means something because you're making it mean something. So what do you want it to mean? Well, I want it to mean that, like, I'm just taking some space right now. It doesn't mean that I'm lazy or unproductive or a bad person or not going to have success or going to have anxiety forever or not going to sleep well or whatever it might be, you know? Don't make it mean anything. That's like a recurring theme in my life. Like, don't make it mean, don't make everything mean something. And I think that with women, it's like we have so many emotional connections to things in our brain and in our life that sometimes that's really hard to do. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now, and that's my my 2 cents and my takeaway. I was initially going to record a podcast episode, but I think we're going to kind of do the podcast like this, where I just kind of like do my makeup and we chat about things I'm thinking about, and maybe you get a takeaway from it. Maybe you get something that you're like, I want to ask myself that question, or I want to reflect on that more. And yeah, so, well, this will be the end of the vlog, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I forgot my brow pencil, so I'm gonna run up and do my brows because I do feel a little naked without them filled in, and throw on some chapstick and then get into my work day. I hope you guys have a really great day. This was really fun. I think it's really fun how we did this today. I feel pretty pleased. Okay, I love you. Bye.